with everybody on your hands and knees. So with your knees under your hips and your hands under your shoulders, we're going to begin just warming up your spine. It's the morning. If you're in the Northeast, it's a little bit chilly. So we're going to inhale to look up, dropping your belly down, and then exhale, curving your chin towards your belly button. So just going at your own pace here. You don't have to follow me. We're just going to kind of feel all the muscles along your spine flexing and extending. Flexion, extension. If you want to add any other movements here, you can go side to side, kind of stretch out the side body. The other way. We'll just kind of warm up your back muscles and warm up your core as we prepare for exercise time. So I'll take one or two more passes of the up and down in this. And then coming to stillness, we're going to push your heart away from the floor. So you kind of like push your spine through your shoulder blades. And then we're going to reach your right arm out in front of you. So your right biceps is in line with your right ear. And take your gaze straight down to the floor. And then pushing your left heel straight back behind you so your body's really long. You're going to take in a deep breath. And then on the exhale, connect elbow to knee under your body. And then inhale to extend. Exhale to connect. Inhale to extend, pushing out through your heel as far as you can. Exhale to connect. Inhale to extend. Staying strong through your left shoulder. Exhale to connect. One more time to extend. And coming back down onto all fours. Take a second to readjust yourself, pushing your spine and heart away from the floor. And then reaching your left arm out in front of you, left biceps in line with your left ear. And then pushing your right heel straight back behind you. And while you're doing this, you're still engaging your core. So you're tucking your belly button up towards your spine. Taking a breath, and then on the exhale, connect elbow to knee under your body. Inhale to extend. Exhale to connect. Inhale to extend. Exhale to connect. Inhale to extend. One more time to make the connection. One more time reaching out. And coming back onto all fours. From here, we're going to transition onto your back. So laying on your back with your knees bent, you're going to bring your hands behind your head or across your chest for crunches, straight up and down. We're going to do a set of 25 of these. You can start whenever you're ready, crunching your head and shoulder blades up off the floor. And if you're doing it like this, that's great. You just want to maintain a little space between your chin and your chest. Doing it behind your head, same deal. You're not pulling on your head, but you're just using your abs to crunch up and down off the floor. If this feels kind of easy, you want to make it a little bit harder, you can lift your feet off the floor and hold at the top of the crunch for a full second. If you get to 25 ahead of me, you can just stop and rest for a little bit. Because we're just going to kind of cycle from one exercise into the other. This class is only 30 minutes. Or maybe some of you are saying like, this class is 30 minutes. Once you finish your 25, bring your hands down by your sides and place your hands under your bum and straighten your legs out along the floor. And we're going to do a set of 20 leg lifts. So raising your feet up until they stop just above your hips and then lower them down so that they're just above the floor. So kind of 20 of these, go at your own pace. If this kind of stresses out your lower back, you can bend at your knees. Kind of take some of that strain off. Alternatively, you can raise your hips up higher with your hands or put a pillow under your butt if you're doing this later. But either way, whenever you get to 20, you get to 20. Nice, Sam. Getting good range of motion. Jim's the early bird. Perfect. Okay, from here we're going to come into our figure 4 crunches. So we're going to cross your right ankle over your left knee and bring both hands behind your head. And we're just going to crunch straight up and down, so there's no twisting here. And we're going to go for 15 reps. So start whenever you're ready, just count them out. If you want to make it harder, you can raise your left foot up off the floor. Again, try and give a good squeeze at the top of each rep. And once you get to 15, just switch sides. Great. Once you finish your 15 of those, we're going to come into a downward dog type of position. So holding from the downward dog here, we're going to reach one hand to try and right hand to touch your left toes, then come back and then left hand to touch your right toes. So just going side to side, reaching to try and make that connection, and we're going to do a total of 20. So 10 on each side. Reach and try and keep your spine long as you go for that touch. Sure, sliding up. Great. Once you get to 20, you did a good job. We'll come onto your back again. You can kick your feet for a second if you want to. And then we're going to straighten both legs up, pushing your heels towards the ceiling, pretty much as high as you can. And then putting one hand over the other like you're diving into a swimming pool. We're going to crunch up to touch your toes. We're going to try and get to 15 of these. So it's like a little lunge up. Try and actually touch your toes. Even if it seems like it's impossible, it's the action of trying that. Oh, it makes your core stronger. Whew. When you finish your 15 of those guys, stop, rest for a second, stretch out your abdominal wall. Pushing out through the heels of your feet and the heels of your hands. Taking a deep breath with a long exhale. We'll bring your hands down by your sides and come to sitting on your butt. So with your fingertips facing towards your bum and your shoulder blades back, so your heart is looking up towards the ceiling, we're going to lift up your legs and pretend like you have a cute little puppy or a child or something just right there in front of your mat. And you don't want to kick him. So you're going to lift up your legs over that cute little puppy and going side to side. Total of 20. 6. And like your puppy can be a really big puppy, like a Great Dane puppy. So maybe you got to get your legs up really high, clear that cute fuzzy little animal, or not so little animal. Oh. And whenever you get to 20, you get to 20, and that's awesome. Cool. Since we're in this position already, we're going to push off your heels and your hands and come into crab kicks. So crab kicks are where your arms are posting and you're staying strong, and you reach for your opposite toe, alternating sides, going for a set of 20. 10 on each side. And these don't have to be done especially fast because we want to try and maintain that strength through your shoulder girdle. Nice, Jim. Great. Good. Once you get to 20, you can lay down on your back again. We're going to do a set of bicycle crunches. So we're going to do the bicycle crunch where so this is what a bicycle crunch looks like. But as you bring your knee to your elbow, you're going to hold it for a hot second and then come back. So we're holding that contraction. We're going to go for a set of 20. That's 3, 4, cool. Once you get to your set of 20, that's awesome. You did a good job. We're going to come back onto hands and knees or hands and toes. Okay, so that same deal of bringing your knee up engages your lower abs. You know how everyone wants that kind of V in the lower abdominal area? This is kind of how you get it. This is how you get that muscle to really pronounce. It's also good for your hips if you're a runner. So what we're going to do is hold on to a plank. And you're going to bring a knee to your opposite elbow. Hold for a second, and then come back. Good morning, Bandit. So going for a total set of 20, making that connection. These don't have to be done terribly fast, but we do want to hold that connection at the top. Once you finish your 20 of those, you can come to laying down flat on your back again. Okie doke. So even though in the Northeast we're anticipating snow, there's still room for butterflies. So we're going to do our flutter kicks because it kind of reminds me of a butterfly. So if we're going like this, every 2 is 1. So it's 1, 2, 3, and go to 20. Again, if this starts to hurt your lower back, you can bend at the knees a little bit to take the strain off. But we're going to try and keep your legs as straight as possible. Cool. Once you finish your 20 of those, you're going to bring both arms out to the sides. You're going to stack your knees and your ankles right next to each other and drop both knees over to the left. So your knees are still staying stacked one over the other. We're going to bring your hands behind your head. So without pulling on your head, we're going to try and crunch your left shoulder blade up off the floor. So you're just using your right obliques to come up. We're going to go for 15 of these. Again, they don't have to be done terribly fast, but we do want to get a good squeeze at the top. Good. Once you've finished with those, we'll switch sides. Same thing on the other. Stacking both knees over to the right. Then crunching your right shoulder blade up off the floor. And it doesn't matter if your shoulder blade comes up off the floor or not, as long as you're squeezing from here hard enough that it feels like it is. Good. Once you finish your 10 of those, that's awesome. You're going to straighten out your arms and legs along the floor, and we'll prep to come into our hollow holds. So for those of you new to the class, the hollow hold, your hands are up over your head. You're taking a deep breath, and then as you exhale, you raise your head, arms and shoulder, and you hold for about 3 breaths, and then you lower back down. We're going to go for a total of 10 of these. Go at your own pace. And enjoy it. Good. And if your abs start feeling tired, just remember this is why you're here, to make those abs stronger. Right. Once you finish 10 of those, come all the way up, resting on your side. So we're going to do lateral hip raises. So this arm here that's doing the posting, you want to stay really strong through your shoulders. So you're always pushing your body away from the floor. Other hand can go on your hip or straight up to the sky. You're going to raise your hips up and down off the floor. And if this feels like, oh my God, I can't do that, you can plant that top foot on the floor to give yourself a little bit of support as you go through the reps. You're going to go for 15 of these. Once you finish your 15, just switch sides, do 15 on the other. Again, staying really strong through that shoulder. And even if you start out with feet stacked, if you need to stop halfway through and give yourself a little bit of support with that foot, go for it. Cool. Once you finish your 15, we're going to come to resting on your butt again with your palms facing towards your floor. Now, this one is a little bit sequency, but I did it the other day and it was fun. So we're going to straighten out your legs, kick one leg up as high as you can, kick the other leg up as high as you can, and then do a hip raise. Straighten your legs. Leg up, other leg up, bend your knees, plant your feet, hip raise. So we're just going through this little sequence 10 times. There's 3. Once you finish that, we'll come to laying on your back again. I know it's like a lot of like up and down, moving around, flipping around, but that kind of gives your abs a chance to rest and provide a new movement each time you get into it. So from here, we're gonna lift your feet up off the floor. You're gonna press your hands into your thighs and your thighs into your hands. David, you did this yesterday and you did a great job, so let's do it again right now. So for 30 seconds, starting right now, pressing your hands into your thighs, pressing your thighs into your hands. So you're getting that really good strong contraction. So that's almost pushing your lower back into the floor. And this is one where you can totally half-ass it if you want to, but I'd recommend not. And actually like really keep pushing so you feel that action going on deep in your core. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release and come out. Cool. So we'll bring our feet together. We've only got a few more exercises to do. So feet together, letting your knees drop open out to the sides. You're gonna put one hand over the other like you're diving into a swimming pool. And we're gonna crunch up the middle, crunch to the right, crunch to the left, and then back to the middle. So we're gonna repeat that for a set of 20. Cool. Whew. Once you get to 20, you're going to roll over onto your tummy. Okay, so we're going to do the one where we're going to fly up into Superman, and then Superman pretends to be a cactus while he's flying. So we're going to go for 10 of these total. This is what it looks like. So you're laying down, you're flying like Superman, and then Superman is a cactus, and then back to Superman, and then back down to the floor. Start whenever you're ready. Go careful with your back. It's meant to strengthen your lower back. I'll let everyone finish their sets. Then once you're all done with that, while we're in this position, we're going to hold a forearm plank. So, resting on your forearms. I like doing it with my palms facing the floor, but you can do your palms facing each other. We're going to come up on your toes and push out through the heels of your feet and the crown of your head. You can start whenever you want. We're going to hold for 1 minute total. And I can see some of you, but some of you I can't. So if you see your butt starting to launch up towards the ceiling, bring it on back down so it's level with the floor. Nice. Sam, Jim, David, everything's looking good. So your upper spine, if you can kind of push it up towards the ceiling, that helps. You got 30 seconds left. As you inhale, your belly expands. As you exhale, tuck your belly button in towards your spine and up towards your heart. So you're like flexing your abs with each breath. 15 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on down. We can rest in child's pose for a minute. Letting your forehead drop down towards the floor, and just breathe. And then whenever you're ready, we'll come up to sit on your butt, legs crossed. If you got a pillow close at hand, you can sit on one of those. It's always nice to sit on a pillow. You're gonna inhale, raising both hands up over your head. You're gonna drop one hand down by the side, doesn't matter which hand. Extend your top arm over and then bend at the elbow that's on the floor. So you feel that stretch through your side where the arm is extending. Roll that shoulder blade over the back so your heart gets to look up towards the ceiling. On an exhale, squeezing back up to center, bringing both hands to the sky and switching sides. So reaching that top arm over and then rolling your shoulder blade over the back so your heart gets to look up. On an exhale, coming back up to center. Bring both hands down by the sides. Thank you all so much for doing core workout. That's it. Hope everyone has a great weekend. And join me Monday morning for a boot camp workout at 9 a.m. I'll unmute everyone.